present. Do you have what it takes to put your country in the spotlight? Register now for the 18th CARICOM Road Races taking place on Saturday, the 5th of July from 6:30 a.m. Races are open to athletes and aspiring athletes from all CARICOM member states and associate members. Get ready for the thrill and excitement of the 18th CARICOM Road Races. There are incredible cash prizes up for grabs. Don't miss out. Which country will take home the coveted Chairman's Trophy? Register now on CARICOM.org.
Welcome to this special edition of CARICOM Podcasts, where I will be spotlighting the upcoming 18th CARICOM Road Race on Saturday, July 5 in Montego Bay, Jamaica. I'm your host, Odane Brooks, CARICOM Youth Ambassador for Jamaica. Professional amateur athletes from across the Caribbean will compete in the 18th CARICOM Road Race on Saturday, July 5 in Montego Bay, Jamaica. The Open 10K, 5-kilometer run and 5K walk will start at the Montego Bay Convention Center, Rose Hall, St. James at 6:30 a.m. This activity is one of the parallel events of the upcoming 49th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads Government of CARICOM, convened under the chairmanship of Dr. Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica. And joining me now to discuss this upcoming road race is Davion Leslie, Program Manager for Human Resource Management, who holds special responsibility for education and sports at the CARICOM Secretariat. Thank you so much, Mr. Leslie, for joining me this afternoon.
Thank you, Odane. It's good to join you here. Let me commend you on the work that you're doing as CARICOM Youth Ambassador, and thank you for the service that you have given and continue to give to the region.
Likewise. So let us start with just kind of introducing our listeners and viewers to what this road race is about. Could you share with us what would have inspired it and how it has evolved over the years since inception in 2005?
Right. Yeah, so the United Nations declared 2005 as the International Year of Sport and Physical Education. The CARICOM region joined more than 70 countries worldwide who in that year planned and executed various commemorative activities for sport. One of the things that we did in that year was to launch the CARICOM Road Race as an annual activity. The road race really exists at the intersection of good health and well-being, regional integration, and what I suppose I would call athletic prowess, because what the road race tries to do is to bring amateur and professional athletes together to compete, and so the professional athletes make it a part of their training schedule for the year, and they compete as elite athletes with the hope that this is one of the events that will help them prepare for other global needs. But of course, we also want just our regular citizens, members of the general public, racing enthusiasts, etc., to participate in the race. And so we're using it to promote good health and well-being, but we're also using it as a way of reminding the region that there's a CARICOM project that is still underway and that it is alive and well. Over the years, the race has evolved from more than just a 10K, and we also have very often each year we have a 5-kilometer race for either a walk or a run, or in some cases both a walk and a run. And in other years we have had even a 3K, sometimes a 1K race for older adults and so on and so forth. So the race has evolved to reflect the realities that we now have within the region.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. You earlier touched on the role that CARICOM has in organizing this race. And just to remind my listeners and viewers that the race will be taking place before the 49th meeting of the heads of government So share with us a little more as to why CARICOM sees the important link between sports and health promotion across the region.
Yeah, I think that by and large, certainly with respect to the association between the meeting and the race itself and linking the two, that link adds what I suppose I'd call gravity and urgency to the event. It raises the profile of the event by associating it with the right level of representation at a very high political level within the region. And so this gives us an opportunity to mobilize support for issues around health and wellness and for demonstrating how serious the region is about health and wellness and so on. So the link really is along that basis. Of course, sport is one of those activities that by and large the public is able to participate in order to take control of their health. Running is perhaps one of the most accessible activity that persons can engage in order to take control of their own health and wellness. And so we encourage everyone to see the race in this way, and the Secretariat certainly hopes to position the race in that fashion.
Perfect. So for someone who, like myself, who has never participated in the race, but I will definitely be out for this one, what really can we expect on the race day?
Well, it's an exciting day. So there'll be athletes from 7 countries across the CARICOM region participating, including Jamaica. I can say that I am returning home to Jamaica to participate in that race, and I'm looking forward to that. There will be 3 events that will be on the card on the day. There'll be a 10K run, a 5K run, and there'll also be a 5K walk starting at 6:30 a.m. on Saturday, 5th of July. We'll be running along the picturesque, elegant corridor in Rose Hall, enjoying that cool Caribbean atmosphere with the gentle morning wind just coming off the sea. Certainly, there is nothing better than that in my mind if you're a runner. Amateur athletes, racing enthusiasts, the general public will be competing side by side with professional and elite athletes. Do not be surprised if you also see heads of states in the region, cabinet ministers and public officials also participating in the race side by side with the general public. Of course, on the day, we expect the CARICOM flag to be flying high as we remind the region that the Regional Integration Project is alive and well, and that sport is one of the activities that bring us together as a region. So on the day, it will be a celebration of diversity and integration, and we expect it to be exciting, fun, and competitive.
Thank you for that. And I'm happy to hear the emphasis on regional integration. And just to build that out some more, what do you believe is the role that young people play in encouraging more healthier habits and more active lifestyles across the region?
Yeah, certainly the young people have a very important role to carry the message to each other, to use the platform that you have, the space that you have, the tremendous opportunities that technology has provided to share the message about good health and well-being, and also to serve in an advocacy role as you try to get more of your colleagues, more of your friends, more of your peers to adopt a healthy lifestyle. We also hope that young people can create a community to support each other as they work towards this healthy lifestyle, and also to spread awareness regarding the impact of technology, especially cellular phones, on physical activity and on the rise in a sedentary lifestyle, which is certainly a challenge within the region. And so we are hoping that young people will play an active role, and we are looking to see how we can mobilize young people to play an active role in moving that message forward with respect to the benefits of physical activity and movement on the health and well-being of people in the region.
Thank you for that. And you touched on a critical point there in terms of how technology has somewhat played a role in the lifestyles that people overall have developed across the region. So if it would be good if you're able to talk to us a little about non-communicable diseases that continues to be prevalent throughout the region, and how CARICOM sees an event like this as being instrumental to promoting lifestyle changes.
Yeah, and again, the intention is to use the race to raise awareness of the different NCDs, non-communicable diseases, that the region struggles with. Associating the meeting with the heads of government associating the race with the heads of government meeting means that it gives us an opportunity to draw attention to the issues and to mobilize the kind of support and to initiate the dialogue, especially at the policy level, that would create the change and create that enabling atmosphere, that enabling environment for everyone to participate and to have access to sport. It also is a chance to promote and to incentivize movement and activity. And so if we can inspire just one young people to take the message forward as a result of this race, then we would certainly be on the way in terms of changing the region. And so it's important that a part of how we position running and sport in general is that it is not just an opportunity for elite athletes to participate and to move and to be physically active, not just professional athletes who have made sports their life and how they earn their income, but sport is something that everyone should have access to and that everyone should feel is an obligation that they owe to themselves to participate meaningfully in physical activity each week.
Excellent. At this juncture, I believe our listeners and viewers might be saying, what are the incentives for participating? So at this juncture, if you could talk to us, what are those things that are up for winning for our participants?
Well, you will come and you will run a decent 5K and you will look at your time and be pleased with yourself and you'll be thanking yourself. And that should be incentive enough. But despite that, we also have cash prizes for the winners of the 10K. The male and female winner will each get $1,000 US. Second place finishers for the 10K will get $500 US, and the third place finisher will get $250 US, and this is male, female. So those cash prizes I just listed are for the 10K. In addition to that, we will have trophies for the 10K winner. The male gets the chairman's trophy, which is a trophy that is awarded by the chair of CARICOM. In this year, the chair of CARICOM, of course, is the most honorable Dr. Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica. So he gives a trophy to the male winner of the 10K, and the Secretary General of the CARICOM Secretariat gives a trophy to the female winner. This is in addition to the cash prizes. All winners, whether it is a 10K or the 5K, will get trophies. As a matter of fact, the top 3 finishers for 10K and 5K, whether walk or run, will get trophies. And of course, the bragging rights, but more than anything else, it is the satisfaction in knowing that you just added another 5K or 10K to your record and you're well on your way to changing your lifestyle to become more physically active.
Absolutely. I'm sure if our listeners and viewers had any doubt as to whether they should be participating, you would have cleared up all of those just now. So in terms of looking ahead, how do you envision this road race growing and evolving over the next few years?
Well, we certainly are anticipating that more countries from within the region will participate. There are 21 territories within the region associated with CARICOM, either as member states or as associate members, and we look forward to the point where all member states and associate members will have representatives in the race. We certainly are looking forward to that. We also are anticipating that there will be higher levels of participation from other communities. So, for example, members of the disabled community, we are looking forward to ensuring that we provide better opportunities for them to participate and that we ensure that they too are a part of the activity. We also have to be deliberate about how we plan activities for members of the population who are more senior in age, and that we do not present physical activity as something that only young people should do. And so a part of the strategic move is to ensure that in promoting the activity, not only are we targeting the young, but we're also ensuring that we present it in a fashion that encourages our members of our elder population to also see it as something that they can do. We really want this to become a staple on the region's running calendar. And again, I am going to make the appeal that we want everyone, especially our young people, but also including our elder population, to see this as an activity to participate in some physical movement each year.
Absolutely. And that point resonated strongly in terms of how do we define an initiative like this to be inclusive, where all citizens across the region feel they can participate and benefit from overall wellness and health. So quite impressive to hear that being a major element. So at this juncture, would you be able to share with us how can individuals get involved? Where can they go to register and so forth?
So the Running Events Jamaica is the race organizer that has been working with the Ministry of Sport, Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport in Jamaica to execute the race. And so the Running Events webpage has the link there for sign up. And so if you just visit Running Events Jamaica, you will see, you will have access to the form that allows you to sign up for the race. There are no charges to participate in the race, and the first 500 persons to register are guaranteed a t-shirt as a part of how you will participate in the race. We're accepting participants until Thursday, the 3rd of July, so there's still time for persons to sign up for the race. But of course, even beyond the race, we want to encourage, as I keep saying, a culture of movement. So part of what we are encouraging persons to do as well is to see how this race can spur action to increase your physical activity as a part of your commitment to health. So join a running club, for example, is something that's fairly easy to do, or any sport club for that matter. If there's none that you can find, we encourage persons to start their own. Hold yourself accountable and commit to moving. Every move counts. So for everyone who can, the World Health Organization encourages between 150 to 300 minutes of physical activity per week. And so what we're hoping to do is just promote this notion that we really just want you to be moving. And so get involved directly on Saturday by participating in the race, but also use that, if you have not been doing it as yet, as the marker of the change that you will make to secure your own health and wellness.
Thank you for that. And as we draw closer to the end of this quite an informative discussion, for those who are planning on participating, what are some general tips or advice you will give to them in their preparation for the race?
Mm-hmm. Well, as an amateur runner myself, a part of what I usually encourage persons to do is to know the route that you're going to be running. We can assure you that the route is fairly flat, but a part of what I do in my own preparation is to perhaps take the day before the route to walk the route if I can, or just drive it to get a sense as to what it is like. Get a good night's rest the night before. The race is in Montego Bay, and so you may want to be in the city of Montego Bay, or certainly close to it from the night before. The race starts at 6:30, so we do not encourage you to be trying to get to Montego Bay for 6:30, especially if you are in Kingston or in a parish that is more towards the eastern end of the island. So try to organize your schedule so that you are waking up in Montego Bay on Saturday morning, ready and rearing to go. Useful things include, for example, making sure that you have a decent pair of sneakers, one that will cushion your feet as you run. As somebody who has put a number of miles on my feet, as I have run so many 5Ks in my short life, a part of what eventually starts to happen if you're not careful, your knees start to pay the toll for all of that. A good pair of sneakers is an essential part of how you prepare for a run. And of course, you're not trying to break the world record. If you are out there and you feel that you are not doing too well, we will have ambulance along the road. We will have wardens and marshals along the road, water breaks and so on. Take a rest, take a stop if you must. The idea is to get some movement in. We're not encouraging our members of the public to, having not ran much in the last, or having not done much physical movement in the last few months, to decide to just get up and run the fastest 5K you can possibly imagine. So be moderate in your attempt, and be very proud of yourself when you have crossed the finish line, even if you are not in first position.
Excellent and very well put advice to our viewing audience. And so I just wanted to clarify whether registration is accepted for groups and individuals.
Yes, the form allows registration for groups and for individuals. Registration is free. So whether you're registering as a group or as an individual, you do not pay anything. But we really do have limited space, and those spaces are filling up quite quickly. We close our registration on Thursday. That's Thursday coming of this week. And so we really do encourage you to make an effort to register as quickly as possible and to secure your spot.
Excellent. And at this juncture, Davion, I will allow you to do a quick elevator pitch as to why all young people across Jamaica and adults should be a part of the road race coming up.
Yeah. As I keep the drum that I keep beating is that our health is our responsibility. This is an opportunity to get out there, bring a few of your friends, have a few Instagram moments while you enjoy the cool breeze that is in Montego Bay. Come and meet a few persons who are from another Caribbean island or who are from another country within the CARICOM region. Get to know Montego Bay a little bit, if it's not a parish or an area that you have been to much in recent times, and get a decent pair of sneakers and see if you can walk if you must, crawl if you have to, but see if you can go from start to finish and cover either a 5K, or if you're ambitious enough, even a 10K, and make that a part of the thing that you say you did this year. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody out there, and anybody who wishes to challenge me to a better time than I am going to run. Meet me at the start line at the Montego Bay Conference Center on Saturday, the 5th of July at 6:33, which is when the 5K run gets underway. And that's the event that I am challenging anyone to join me in on Saturday.
There you have it. The gauntlet has really been thrown down by Davion. He is calling all of us to join him at the road race, where it will be not just about the competition, but more so the promotion of health and wellness across the region. So as we close, Davion, I'm not sure if there's any concluding words that you would want to leave with our listeners and viewers.
Yeah, just to commend the team in Jamaica for the work that they have done to this point to organize the event. The Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, working with the Office of the Prime Minister and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and all the work that the team has been doing. Let me just commend them on that. And I look forward to seeing everyone who signed up for the race early Saturday morning as we make this a banner year for health and wellness in the region.
Absolutely. There you have it, to our viewers and listeners. This special episode of CARICOM Podcast, we would have spotlighted the upcoming CARICOM Road Race that will be happening Saturday morning, 6:30 a.m. in Montego Bay, Jamaica. As we would say in the street, to miss is really to diss. I want to say thank you to Davion for joining me to discussing this important event. And Davion is the program manager for human resource management with special responsibility for education and sports with the CARICOM Secretariat. If you require more details about the race, you can always log on to the different CARICOM platforms where you can get further details. Looking forward to seeing all of you in Montego Bay, Jamaica on Saturday.
Caribbean people represent. Do you have what it takes to put your country in the spotlight? Register now for the 18th CARICOM Road Races taking place on Saturday, the 5th of July from 6:30 a.m. Races are open to athletes and aspiring athletes from all CARICOM member states and associate members. Get ready for the thrill and excitement of the 18th CARICOM Road Races. There are incredible cash prizes up for grabs. Don't miss out. Which country will take home the coveted Chairman's Trophy?